Hey guys, what's going on? It's Twintuitive 717. I am back with another video. I hope you guys are doing incredibly well as always. Today I'm on to do a sensual energy reading. It's going to be messages from the divine masculine to his divine feminine. Some of the synchronicities that you might be seeing at this time when it comes to sensual, intimate energy is the numbers 222 for intimate bonding between twin flames, and you might be seeing the numbers 143, and that's an I love you from your counterpart. A lot of these messages have to do with the way the divine masculines want to express themselves to their divine feminines. This is their love language, the way they express themselves through sex, touching, kissing, all of these unique expressions that are very action oriented. This is how your masculine expresses his love. Many of your masculines are going through a lot of spiritual changes. A lot of tower moments are happening in the areas of understanding what it is they truly desire, and that it's not too late for those of them who are either like they feel like they are up there in their age. So a lot of these twin flames have been on the journey for about 20 plus years. And your masculine is, wondering, is it too late for me to move on with my life and move towards my feminine, experience the sensuality I've always wanted to experience? And the types of synchronicities that they're getting is that it's never too late, and that they must set the tone, for this lifetime here on earth. Okay, so a lot of the divine feminines are feeling a lot of this high frequency, high vibrational sensual energy that has to do with intimate bonding, deepening the bonding between twin flames. Okay, and I feel that for many of you who have had experiences with your divine masculine and he's come off in conversation very sexually, the drive there is very strong. What I get for the majority of feminines who are tuned into this reading, many of the feminines are like, bring it on, baby. And that's where you guys are his match, okay? Because many masculines have spent quite a bit of time, and I'm talking about years at a time, in karmic relationships where they have not gotten the chance to fully express themselves when it comes to being in love and feeling in love. They might have a lot of sexual energy to outpour, and it's been met with a lot of resistance from their karmic connections, because in their karmic connections, their karmics aren't often pondering and contemplating the meaning of life, much like the divine feminine often does on her ascension journey. And so when the masculine comes off as very sexually, they are often repulsed by your masculines, often failing to see or realize this is how the masculine expresses love. So for many of you who just may be wondering, or maybe you've had a feeling, the reason your masculine expresses himself so much to you sexually or sensually, and the reason you might feel very aligned with that energy of wanting to do this beautiful dance with him when it comes to him expressing himself in that way, it's not wrong. It is something that you two just click with, okay? Because the divine feminine often understands that his expressions is it's his love language. It's the way he communicates how he feels. A lot of the times in karmic situations, they may not understand that, or they might label your masculine as being overly sexual, addicted to sex, always wanting one thing, certain things like that. Whereas his divine feminine is like welcoming with open arms, because she knows that that's how he expresses his love. So yeah, with that being said, I'm just gonna go ahead and use a couple of decks here that I'm guided to use to deliver these messages to you. These are direct messages from the divine masculine to his divine feminine to let you know what's on his mind at this time when it comes to the twin flame connection, when it comes to his bond with you. Whether you guys are in separation, you feel each other spiritually more than you do on like the 3D level, your divine masculine wants you to know they're always thinking about you. They always hold a space for you in their heart, much like you do with them, divine feminines. All right, so let's go ahead and dig into some sensual messages here. Okay, so the first one that didn't want to pick up in my hands here is so it's calling in your soulmate. Okay, so it says your prayers, affirmations, and visualizations help bring you together. And I feel like this card is coming up here because many of the masculines are realizing that through this intimacy and intimate expression that they're always welcomed by their divine feminine. They get to express themselves in whatever ways that they want to, and it's never seen with eyes that are repulsed by him in any way, or make him feel insecure or create further wounding, he is able to feel a freedom of expression with his divine feminine when it comes to his sexuality and sensuality. And he wants you to know that he understands very much that this has to do with a deeper level of commitment to you on a soul level. He recognizes you as his soulmate or twin flame, however many of your masculines may interpret this divine love. This is how they see it at this point. It's like you're tied to their soul. And, you know, for many of them, they have prayed for you. They have prayed for a connection like this their whole lives before even meeting their divine feminine, before even knowing what a soulmate or twin flame was. Many of your masculines have longed for true, authentic love and the type of communication that exists between him and his feminine. It almost seems euphoric and surreal sometimes. And he just wants you to know it is nothing compared to what he's experienced in other dynamics. His love with you is very special to him, okay? Let's see what else is coming up here from the Romance Angel Oracles. Okay, so at the top of the deck here, we have let go of control issues. Okay, so I feel like this message is actually coming up for, you know, many of you who are in situations with your divine masculine and there's a lot of ghosting that's happening, or your masculine may just go silent. What I want to let you guys know, and it says, allow this situation to unfold naturally. Your masculines do not want you to be afraid of ghosting. They don't want you to be afraid of them pulling away. Let go of control issues comes up as a message to your divine masculines to let him know he doesn't have to play this game with you, divine feminine. I feel like it hurts your masculines to ghost you more than it hurts you, divine feminines, because this is how they've had to almost like survive in past karmic relationships in order to keep control. When your masculine ghosts you, or they stay away for a certain amount of time, and it may not resonate for everyone, but those of you who are tuned into this particular reading, they're being forced to let go of these habits that they keep when it comes to ghosting or waiting for a period of time to go by before communicating with their feminines. Because what I'm getting is that they want to keep you interested. They want to keep you missing them and longing for them, because there's a part of them that fears that if they really go ahead and express all that they feel for you, they would be texting you off the hook every single day, letting you know just how much they adore you and want to be with you and want to hold your hand. But there's a big part of their ego that says, don't do that because she will perceive you as weak. And this is oftentimes how other karmics have made them feel in a lot of love relationships, or where they might have put their hearts on the line. They would express themselves, whether it be romantically, passionately, emotionally, whatever the case is. And it would be met with like these karmic partners being completely turned off. And that is because that is not their divine match. And oftentimes people who are often repulsed or turned off, or they get fearful or scared of you expressing true expressions of your love, they have a lot of wounding too that they may not work on. And in turn, it keeps you going in cycles, or whoever is in that situation, it keeps you going in cycles. You're always craving and wanting love, but then the person you're giving it to backs away when you do. And so a lot of these masculines learn to control a lot of their emotions, and they get caught up in like these tactics of trying to keep the feminine steady in their lives. But masculines, if you are tuned in, because the soulmate card here is coming up, you can trust your connection with your feminine. She sees your soul. She doesn't see you for what you've got, your material possessions, your looks, like whatever it is, kind of status you have. The divine feminine doesn't see that. And then what I get to is oftentimes in twin flame relationships, you know, it's like your twin flame loves you at a soul level, or many of you have known each other for so long that it's like your divine feminine fell in love with you way before you even, you know, had this big transformation in your 3D life. It's like many of your feminines have known you since you were a young man and fell in love with you then. And so that's why you keep getting drawn back to her, because you knew that she saw you for who it is you were in the very beginning. And so, yeah, just let go of these tactics, masculines and divine feminines. If you're tuned in, it's like don't be afraid of the ghosting. If they do ghost, give them the time and space to work through it. And their power often comes from realizing that you are not meant to do them any sort of harm. You are not meant to force them. You are not there to manipulate or coerce them into anything. Once the need to control it dissolves, believe me, they will initiate communication again. And the more the masculines initiate communication, the more trust they build with their divine feminines, and the more they see you as a safe place. All right, so let's go ahead and get one more from this deck. Okay, so we have these three wanting to come up here. So forgiving and learning. So it says, as you release and heal the past, you experience more love in your present moments. And I feel like a lot of this comes up here, forgiving and learning, because the control issues is coming up here. So forgive yourselves if you've been triggered, if your counterpart has ghosted you. But at the same time, I feel like these cards are letting you know it's all part of the twin flame journey. It's all part of the process. It's all part of you both getting to know each other and experience love at a very authentic level. And there will be a lot of moments where the divine masculine, for example, will see himself in that moment of ghosting and observing his feminine, giving him his space, and really having to face his shadow self. And that's where a lot of this forgiving and learning comes in. And this is why oftentimes they can't avoid the twin flame connection, because they know that with the soulmate card here, there's a lot more to this than just attraction and chemistry, right? There's a soul bond here that's taking place, and it's helping them to grow and expand their love and the feeling of love even more than it has in any other karmic situations. Like the quote I get is, you could feel something for someone in 2 months, and it's nothing compared to the feeling that you were getting compared to someone you've been with for like 2 years. And oftentimes this is the case for a lot of twin flames. They've been with their spouses, partners, whatever it is, for a very long time, and then they meet their counterparts, and it's like coming home, right? So we end off these romantic cards here by bringing up the make the effort card. Okay, so great love is worth taking the steps you're guided to take. A lot of masculines are healing and realizing that, again, even after the period of ghosting, the feminine is not doing any type of chasing. It's okay to move towards her because she's given you the space that you need, and it feels really good. It feels like you can trust her. And again, with the two, like kids on this card, I feel like, again, when you guys meet each other, it's easy to make the effort towards each other because it feels like you've known each other for a really long time. It feels like this is the type of love you've always longed for a very long time. Okay, so your masculines are definitely learning a lot of beautiful lessons right now in terms of expressing their love to the feminines, okay? And I do feel like the finances and career card is coming up for those of you who, maybe you're fearful about coming together with your twin flame, especially if you've been in karmic connections or in marriages and things like that. It's like almost like I see your masculines battling. Do I be authentic to how it is I feel and to what it is I want, even though it might risk losing everything that I've built? Especially like in their karmic world as well, initiating separation or divorce, for example, or even moving towards the divine feminine, for example. And let's say there's no karmic partner, but the karmic situation might be a job that they're holding on to, or a certain country that they're living in, and it provides a lot of security, a lot of feelings of just being comfortable where it is you are. They're being challenged to let all of those things go, especially with the control issues here. Let all of these worries go when it comes to your security in this twin flame dynamic, and you will see how things will start to come together when you let go of control of material possessions and material, like coins and pentacles and all of these things. This is your birthright when you're on the twin flame journey, okay? Like, not only on the twin flame journey, anyone that steps foot here on this planet, and you've incarnated, abundance is your birthright. So don't let things like, earning your money or staying in a job for too long or staying in certain places or circumstances that take from you, let it go, because it doesn't have a hold on you unless you place that hold there. Okay, so if any of you are tuned in right now and you're wondering like whether you should make a particular move or not, it's a good sign to go ahead and make it, because it is certainly affecting your romantic love life right now. And also I'm getting from this card is that, you know, material possessions and all of these ideas about having stability, a lot of the times for the divine masculines, it means nothing. You know, they could sit in a mansion with cars in the driveway and all of these things that surround them, a karmic partner in the home, but the connection to truth, to authenticity, to themselves, it's just not there. And so many of them are starting to awaken and realize that through this soulmate card, that their divine feminine is everything that they've ever desired, and that even if they have to start from scratch, you know, they're being pushed to do so, because all of the material wealth that they see around them, you know, once they let it go, they'll truly start to see what's important here, because that's when they'll start seeing, you know, the very detrimental sides of being in karmic connections versus just following your gut, following your heart. Okay, a lot of the times too, when finances and career are mixed into a love reading, your counterpart is certainly being pushed to, you know, face their fears, is what I get. I'm picturing like the moon card. For many of them, they've been afraid of like losing everything they've worked so hard for. But at the end of the day, it's like, what's the point in working so hard for something that's just not delivering when it comes to my emotional fulfillment? All right, so many of them are getting these types of messages right now. We're going to go ahead and just get one more card here. Okay, that one wanted to fall out. Just to wrap up these messages here, okay? Your masculines are definitely gaining a lot of life lessons here, moving through their karmic situations with ease, but they really wanted to send some strong messages over to you, divine feminine. Okay, they want to communicate and they want to let you know how they feel. But the cat in the background there tells me they have to follow their intuition. And there's the moon, right? Facing their fears. That moon card, the moon in the background there, just as I was mentioning the moon card, it's a strong indication that it's like what's wanting to come out of the dark is that they just want love. They want to be in love. And I almost see him sitting here in a castle having everything he needs, okay? But he doesn't have what's outside of the window there, which is his ultimate wish. You know, everything means nothing if I ain't got you. You know, classic Alicia Keys song. But that's how your divine masculines are feeling right now. And they really do miss connecting with you intimately, divine feminines. And when their mind really is on the pepperoni all the time, it is because they are subtly trying to say, this is the only way I know how to show you and tell you that I love you. All right, I hope this reading finds you guys well. Take care, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye, guys.